Good morning, lovely ladies. How are you this morning in Business Women Rising Above? And welcome to our Tuesday morning training called Business Growth Insights. And I am just setting up your comments. Oh, thank God. I can actually see your comments this week. That's going to make me very happy. Last week I came on here and for some reason I could not see your comments. And oh my God, it was so distracting because I love to come on and say hello to everyone as you come and say hello to me. Oh my goodness, I'm so relieved. Anyway, I hope you are having a wonderful week so far. Now, this week I have some amazing training ready to go for you ladies. And you know how I love to come on and every week I talk on one of the three pillars that I teach on, which are mindset, motivation, and marketing. This week, we are going to look into the area of marketing, and we're going to talk about something called multiple funnel syndrome. Don't worry, it's okay. It's not as bad as it sounds, right? But I want to talk through, if this is something that you might be dealing with in your business at the moment. Hello, Parmay, how are you, my lovely ladies? Okie dokie. So when we think about multiple funnel syndrome, and as I said, I'm going to talk through what this is in this morning. So I want to ask, are you a creative business owner? And is that one of the real main reasons why you got into business in the first place? I know for me that I am absolutely a creative business owner. I am a right brain thinker. I'm very creative. I've always got ideas running through my head. And so is this you, right? If you're watching the replay to this, pop hashtag replay. Let me know in the chat. Say, yep, that's me. If this is you, if you're a creative business owner, you've always got ideas swirling around in your head and you just want to do them all at once. All right, that's me. Oop, I just spat everywhere then. I'm getting excited because that is me, I'm a creative. And a lot of the people that I talk to are very much the same. The reason that they're in business is because they're creative and it is an opportunity to use that creativity. What about this? Are you someone who's either in business, you've been in business for a little while, or you're starting a business and you have been told that to be successful right from the start that you need to have everything set up before you get started? So good morning, Trisha. How are you, lovely lady? So you might have been told that you need to have a website set up. You might have been told that you need to have a booking page set up, your calendar set up perfectly, that you need to have all this stuff, your webinar and your course written. You might have been, or you might think that you need to have everything set up, ready to go before you get started or before you even think about getting any clients. Is that you? That was me too. So we're going to talk about this multiple funnel syndrome and, how it can affect us in business, and then how we can take it, simplify it, and use it to actually help us in business. So I want to explain it a little bit more, okay? Multiple funnel syndrome, what exactly is it? Right? Because it's okay to say multiple funnel syndrome. It's like, well, okay, well, what the hell is it? Well, it's a little bit of what I just said. So you have got all these ideas, these creative ideas. Your brain is constantly ticking over, thinking of these new things to do, right? And what happens is sometimes, often, the creative in us wants to try and implement everything all at once. I've got all these fantastic ideas and I want to try that and I want to try that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to put this out there, right? And then what happens is that we find that there's just not enough time to keep up with all these amazing ideas. And I have no doubt that all these ideas that you have are absolutely amazing. But because we're trying to do everything at once, we're trying to implement all these ideas at once, we run out of time and we run out of energy, right? So is this something that you are doing in your business? And as I go through all these, I want you, if it's you, I want you to put, yep, that's me in the chat, okay? I'm going to say here, yep, that was me. Maybe because you've got all of these brilliant ideas in your mind, which again is a wonderful thing to have the opportunity to have all these brilliant ideas, but you've got so many ideas, you're just like, oh my God, which one do I start with? Which one's best? Which idea is going to draw in the most followers and, you know, bring in the most discovery calls, and then which is going to bring in the most clients? That's what we want. We're in business to get clients, right? And so you've got all these brilliant ideas, but you just don't know which one or which ones to put into action first. If that's you, say, yep, that's me. This is something I see all the time. And as you know, ladies, I'm real. I've been guilty of myself. We try something once and then we move on. Now, this one here is actually something that I see people doing. Like I said, I see them doing it all the time. But what it actually does is creates multiple funnel syndrome. You try something once, it doesn't work as well as you hoped it would, as much as you wanted it to, or it might not work at all. And so rather than tweaking it and changing it up slightly and trying to make improvements on that particular idea, what you do is just ditch the idea altogether and then you move on, right? You move on and you try to implement something totally different. And then what happens is you've got, you know, you've started this idea and then that hasn't worked, and you've tried this idea and that didn't work the way I wanted it to, so I'll try this one instead. And this is where the confusion comes, right? We're just like, well, I don't know what one worked best. When in actual fact, what we needed to have done is, like I said before, tweak it, right? Tweak it, make improvements on one thing, the one thing that you try. Continue to do it until you've got actual proof, like, you know, like full proof that either it's going to work, or you improve it until it does work, or you try to improve, and if it still doesn't work after a few times, that's when you can move on to the next thing. But often I see so many people doing something once and it doesn't work. So it's like, that didn't work, I'll move on. And of course, so as I think I mention this every week, every time we do our training, is that if all those other things are happening, or at least one or a few of those other things are happening, we've got so many ideas, we can get confused. You know, we get overwhelmed because we kind of like, you know, we don't know what to put into action one at a time, or when, or how to do it even. And because we're confused, because we're overwhelmed, we procrastinate and then we don't do anything at all, right? Tell me if that's me in the chat. Yep, Trisha, yep, that's me. So tell me if that's you in the chat as well. Put, yep, that's me in the chat, right? And something else that I haven't mentioned here on this page too is comparisonitis, right? Comparing yourself to other people when you see that, you know, they might have their fancy Facebook ads, right? Their fancy Facebook ads out. They've got their 5-day challenges going. They've got their webinars, their landing pages all set up. And so again, like I mentioned right from the start, is that because we see other people having all that, we think that that's what we need to have as well, right? And it's not true. You do not need to have everything perfectly set up to be able to start in business. But constantly we are comparing ourselves to everyone else. And something I consistently remind my Heart and Soul Business Academy clients of is that everybody started somewhere. And I can bet you that even the biggest of names did not start off with everything perfectly set up, right? Everyone started somewhere, including me. And, you know, I'm not going to compare myself to any big names out there, But, I even have people compare some people who come and talk to me at the moment and they say, Ali, you've got everything all together. And I just go, no, I haven't. No, not at all. It's building, it's growing. We're adding, we're adding things as we go, but nothing's ever perfect, right? So we look at these people who've got their Facebook ads going and their landing pages and their webinars, which is awesome. And that's not to say that you can't get there eventually. We can all get there eventually, but we don't have to have it all perfect before we get started. So I always want to remind people of that on a consistent basis. So, what does multiple funnel syndrome look like? Well, kind of this, right? And so this is where our creative side, now, is it a bad thing to be creative? Absolutely not. I love being creative. Like, I love that I am a creative being. But it can work against us. And because this is when we want to take all those brilliant ideas and everything that we've learned, and we just want to put it all out there. We are so excited by all this stuff, all these things going around in our brain, that we want to put it all out there at once because we're excited to share our knowledge, to share our products, which is so good. However, if we don't have a structure, right, it can be quite difficult. And so with multiple funnel syndrome, what often happens is that we believe that the more that we do, the better the chance of getting more clients, right? So, if you've got a webinar and a free call happening, and you've got a 5-day challenge next week, and then you've got, I don't know, all these different things happening, we think that it's going to be better the more things that we've got going on. But instead, what happens is, everything that we just went through, right? Overwhelm, confusion, procrastination. And I think the biggest thing that I see is the confusion. We get confused where we're at as business owners. So that confusion subconsciously comes through to our clients, to our potential clients, to our audience, right? We don't even realize it, but it does come through. And of course, when we're confused, when our audience gets confused, what does that do? It leads to a loss of time, a loss of money, a loss of a social life often, because we're so busy trying to keep up with everything that we're trying to put out there, that, loss of time and a loss of a social life, because we're living and breathing our businesses. And of course, it leads to loss of potential clients, right? So if you think of a funnel and you look at that, does that look like a funnel to you? To me, no. It just looks like a plain mess to me. So, and that's okay. Oh, hello, Debbie. How are you, beautiful lady? I didn't see you joining us. Lovely to have you there. So, that is what I would call is multiple funnel syndrome. Okay, what should your funnel look like? It should look like that, right? That is just, it should flow easily, right? And so I've gone through this before, and I'll just do it quickly now. So we should have 3 simple areas of our funnel. So we're doing the why up the top, right? This is where we're educating our target audience or our target market on why they need to look at, or why they need to follow us on social media, why they need our products, why they need our services. This is all the free stuff up the top, okay? In the middle of the funnel, this is where you're providing the what. This is where you will do your things like your free, like one at a time, not heaps, right? You'll do things like a free discovery call, or a webinar, or a 5-day challenge, or a half-day workshop, or something like that. And at these places, what you're doing is you're providing the solution to their problem. So like for me, my middle of the funnel is I'm telling people about the Heart and Soul Business Academy. Okay, so that's what they need to be able to solve their problems. Down the bottom is how. So this is where you are giving them the how they're going to be helped. So you know, you're like me, my bottom of the funnel, this is my paid product, which is the Heart and Soul Business Academy. You might have a paid product like, I know Trisha, beautiful Trisha, who's here, who's actually one of my Heart and Soul clients. She does Manatech. You know, I have clients who sell Sensi. I've got a client who sells beautiful homemade preserves. You know, we've got some unbelievably good products in the academy. And so this funnel here, if you can see it, it just flows easily, right? When we simplify a sales funnel in our brain, then we can understand, like we let go of that confusion. It's simple. We understand it, right? And it just simply flows through like that. You know, in this one here, where are you going to put the water? Where's it going to flow through to? We don't know, right? If you think water is clients, so where's the water going to go in that? We don't know. This one here, the water, you're going to fill it up the top and people are going to filter and funnel through to the bottom, right? It just flows easily. And so here, the simpler the better, right? Especially when you're starting out. People don't need anything complicated when you start out, right? So like I said, this is a clear path of where the water / clients can go, right? Filter straight down rather than everywhere all around. So what is an example of a simple sales funnel? Here is an example of a simple sales funnel. And like this is really, really basic, right? When I say that you don't need all the bells and whistles, you don't need all the bells and whistles. I'm going to be totally transparent. This was my sales funnel when I started in business, in this business. Once I got the clarity, because I had multiple funnel syndrome, I was trying to do it all. Once I got clarity from a mentor, we sat back and we worked it out, and this became my sales funnel, right? And this can be yours as well, something as simple as this. So up the top, you're doing your personal profile, you've got a business page, and you're promoting yourself in other groups. And you're engaging. You're not only promoting yourself, but you're engaging in other groups, right? That's the top of the funnel. The middle of the funnel is you're providing a 30-minute discovery call. It's as simple as that. And down the bottom is your paid products, right? So like I said, this is what I was doing. I had my personal profile, my business page, and I was engaging in other groups. I did like a 30-minute discovery call, which was, I think I called it back then when I started, was a clarity call or confidence clarity call or something like that. I don't even remember now. And then I led them into my, at the time, which was individual coaching. And honestly, this hasn't changed an awful lot since. Am I adding more stuff as I go? Do my clients add more stuff as they go? Yes, they do, but get clear on one thing at a time. And then once you're starting to get the clients, once you're starting to get the money, once you're starting to get clear, because this in itself will help you get clear, a better understanding of your clients and even of your own services as well. Once you get much more clarity on that, then you might want to start adding more stuff in. But like I say there, and this is something I repeat to my heart and soul girls all the time, right, is keep it simple, sister. Honestly, the simpler, the better when you're starting. Take away the confusion, take away the comparisonitis, right? And start somewhere. This is a very simple sales funnel. Yes, exactly, Parme. Clarity is important, yeah. And you know, like I said, if we don't have that clarity, which I didn't until I sat down and nutted this out, and I see this with a lot of my clients too, until they sit down and we nut this out together, then once that clarity comes, it's like, oh my God, and everything else starts to flow through like water. See? Sales funnel, it all works together. So let me ask you, you know, girls, I love a challenge. Let me ask you right now, what does your sales funnel look like? Is it this one or is it that one? Are you keeping it simple, or are you in a bit of confusion? And if it's the second one, right, you just might have multiple funnel syndrome, and that's okay. If you do, don't panic, right? Because you can still, you're say, oh, I don't know how to fix it. There might not be a lot to fix, but we can certainly simplify it. You can certainly bring it back to basics, simplify, and all you really need is some direction to help you sort it out. So I'm here to offer you that direction if you would like it, my beautiful ladies, and I would like to offer you a business booster call. Book in with me. Let's have a little chat about where your business is at right now. Get some clarity of why you might be at that stage, or why you might be, having some difficulties in your business at the moment. And we'll do a mini sales funnel audit. Absolutely. I love doing these audits. And not only do we look at it, but I give you some advice, some actionable tips that you can take away and implement straight away into your business. I've got a lot of ladies who've done these calls and walked away and said to me, oh my God, I put into action what you said, and things are starting to look up already, which is awesome. And of course, yes, I will share about the Heart and Soul Business Academy with you, which is exciting, which I love to share about my baby. So if you would like to book in for a business booster call, pop the word clarity in the chat right now, and one of my team will be in touch with you very, very shortly, and we'll get you in. We'll book you in for a time. And honestly, I'd really love to have a talk with you, especially if you're feeling very, very confused about, your funnel at the moment. So let's have a look through your funnel and simplify that for you, my lovely. All right, so once again, clarity in the chat, ladies, and we'll get you in for that business booster call. I absolutely look forward to talking to you. And yes, mine looks like yours surprisingly long, Trisha. Yes, Trisha, that's because we've worked on it together. I love it, Trish. Well said, darling. I'm proud of you. All right, ladies, clarity in the chat to book in for a business booster call, and we will see you for another Business Insights Growth training next week. All right, we'll talk to you on your business booster call. See you later. Bye.